The Vee Trades technical analysis course is now live. Learn to read the chart the right way to prevent costly mistakes. Click the link below to start training now. What's up, traders? This is Vee Trades, and today I'll be doing a technical analysis breakdown for Meta platforms with the ticker symbol META. If you want a chart analysis guaranteed to be done, please read the description below. Also, take a second to give the video a like and subscribe for more chart analysis. I appreciate it very much. This video is for entertainment purposes only, does not constitute any financial advice. I will first go over what I see in the daily chart and finish the video off with the weekly chart. Here we have the daily chart for Meta platforms, and my previous analysis was back here on January 31st when Meta was trading right around 150. I was definitely leaning more towards the downside because we have not seen a pullback yet, but looks like the market did what I didn't expect to occur, which was shoot right to that 180 target, and we even closed above it for the past couple of days. So this was a range pattern in the past. I can put a range on here, or a channel. So this is the range pattern. Prices broke outside of it. We came back to the bottom side near it, and then we just broke out, and we even come back inside this range. We went to the top side of it. So definitely a very large move up, trapped a bunch of shorts. So even though I was expecting a pullback, was this a place on the chart to go short? Definitely not. There was no short setup. You're basically trying to pick a top. So there's definitely no short setup right here, and definitely not a long setup either. Are you gonna like buy literally the top of this up move? I mean, so there was no chance to do anything, buy or sell. Basically, if you're not already in this move from pretty much, you know, the low 100s to even possibly the 120s, then, you know, you just got to sit on the sidelines, especially even if you're short too. So there's no short opportunities anywhere in this uptrend, and there's no buy opportunities after probably the 120 level. So we had a nice pop up in Meta platforms, and I can't even put a channel on this thing because it's just ridiculous. It's just a straight line up. So this was a potential channel right here, and this was pretty aggressive too. You can see how this angle is pretty steep, and we just blasted right through this one. So you know, this is nice. I can't even put a channel on this price action currently because there's nothing to put here. It's just an empty space. It's a big gap up. Prices are struggling to stay above this 183 level, so we're not really, you know, seeing any follow through from this up move. We're just, you know, blasted right through, and we're kind of just hovering around this 180 to 190 level. So we could see a sell-off, maybe. I mean, obviously that's expected once again, but I mean, this thing is just keeps on pumping higher. So we'll have to wait and see. There was this range pattern, like I mentioned before. The prices just blasted right on top. There's this downtrend. There was this downtrend in play. So is this still a possibility to continue lower? I still think so. If we don't, then obviously there's something else on this chart that I'm not seeing. Let me go and make this, I'll just delete this range. So this is the downtrend pattern right here, and normally when we just break outside of the channel, which is all this price action that we're getting, we usually go back down to retest the previous low in the form of two legs. So I'm expecting a two legs down, so maybe something like this. And then if it fails to make that new low, then we could probably see that large move higher because prices failed to go lower. As right now, I have not seen any attempts lower. We haven't even seen any pullbacks yet. You can see we get very small, tiny pullbacks. So we need to see a decent sized pullback in this entire up move. So that's what I'm expecting to occur. But again, every time I'm expecting price to drop down, it just continues to go up. But again, nothing has been a long or short opportunity. There are no setups either way, so it doesn't even really matter. If you're not already in it, like I said before, you pretty much got to sit on the sidelines. So that's how I would personally be trading this if I was going to be, even though I'm looking for shorts, nothing is setting up for me to take a short, you know, right now. So even though I was looking for shorts, there was nothing setting up to take a short. So you know, that's me personally. Nothing for Meta platforms right now, just a nice pop up. If I do a fib retracement from this high point to the low point, we're very close to the 786. We just bounced off the 618. And if I do a fib retracement from the highs right here to the lows, you can see that we were definitely due for a big correction, and we're very close to the 382 level. So maybe we come up to the 50%. That's the 235, but not sure about that. We'll have to wait and see. But as right now, Meta platforms definitely is getting overextended once again. This is extremely overextended. We have a massive gap left here that could be filled, but again, it doesn't have to be filled. You can see there was a big gap right here that prices did not fill since February of last year. So maybe we just continue to trend higher and higher, and then maybe eventually come back to this gap. So we'll have to wait and see. As right now, basically just a huge pop up. We could just see some sideways price action take place because the market has to take a break. It has to breathe. This is a lot to digest, this entire up move. So maybe some little more consolidation, just like we're getting right now, and we'll have to reanalyze next Tuesday what has taken place. If we start seeing some aggressive selling occur, we're probably going back down to fill in this gap and hit the 150 level, right where this EMA is. It's going to be very difficult for the market to push up from where we currently are, just because it already pushed up a large amount. So let's just say if we do, then this swing is definitely in play at the 235 level. But I mean, that's a very large move for price to reach in just a week's amount of time. So, and the earnings report has already been done. So basically, maybe it's just a little bit more sideways price action, or if we see aggressive selling, we're going to fill in this gap right here. So that's everything I see on the daily chart. Here's the weekly chart for Meta platforms, and I still see this downtrend pattern right here. You can see if I connect the swings, this downtrend is fitting pretty good. We were at the bottom side of the channel, so price action likes to go to the top side. We blasted right to the top side because market find resistance at this trend line every time. So since we had the first break of this channel, price did normally go back down to retest the lows in a couple of attempts. So right now we didn't even get any attempts lower, so we should at least see a couple attempts lower. Is it guaranteed for that to occur? No, not really, but it's a very high probability of getting those attempts lower. So we'll have to wait and see. I think that's pretty much all I have on the weekly chart. But let's just say, this is the bottom right here, and we never come back down to this low. So it is a possibility, and it does make sense, because every time Meta platforms had a downtrend in the past, and when we got back above the EMA, we never went below it again for a long time. Same thing right here in 2020, we went below the EMA, but once we got back above it on the weekly chart, we never went below it for a long time. Same thing over here, we were in a downtrend for a long time below the EMA, now we're back above it. So there's a good chance, if history repeats, maybe we don't go back down to these lows. But again, nothing's going to happen all the time in the market. But it is something to mention. You don't want to be 100% short or anything like that. You got to always see the opposite side of the story. Opposite side of the story is, hey, we did see a massive up move in the past. Once we got a massive up move and we got back above the EMA, we pretty much marked a bottom. So this could be a potential bottom. But even then, I'm still expecting a pullback. Even if we do continue much higher, I'm expecting a decent sized pullback for this stock. So any day now, anytime you're like, oh man, I don't want to miss out on the boat, I'm just gonna hop in right now, that's the day the price will crash down. So anytime you feel like, oh, I can't take anymore, I'm just gonna buy, and that's the day, the next day even, the market will crash down. It just knows your emotions very well. So as right now, I'm still expecting that pullback, and we'll have to wait and see. But as right now, everything's looking pretty bullish in the market. So we might not get it probably this week, but maybe sometime next week or sometime later this month, we'll probably get a decent sized pullback. I would say the 155 level to fill in that gap would be a good pullback. So that's everything I have on the daily and weekly chart. One more thing I like to mention is the monthly chart. You can see that we got rejected right from the 21 bar EMA this week. We were definitely overextended on the downside, so we came back to the average, which is this 21 bar EMA, and we retested it. So let's see if we break it. If we break it, this is probably a resumption of this entire uptrend. So we'll have to wait and see. But as right now, Meta platform's looking like it can go at least sideways. If we don't see a pullback, I don't see that much upside in the short term. In the short term, I'm expecting a pullback to occur, and if we see a large amount of selling, there's a good chance it comes back to this 150 level. So that's all I have for Meta platforms this week, and I'll still give you guys an update next week, Tuesday. Thank you for stopping by and checking out my video. Make sure to check out the rest of the channel, since you might be surprised what you can learn. Leave a comment down below on where you think prices are headed. Also share the video with your friends to learn about the markets. Lastly, I appreciate any feedback to help me improve the channel, since I want to deliver great content to you guys. See you next time, and bye.